Hi, I'm Christine Johnson, and I'd like to welcome you to my channel. I'm so glad that you could join me again. Today's mini-series number 5 is entitled God is a Provider. Are you ready? Do you believe in miracles? They happen every day. One of the greatest miracles, of course, is life itself. Although many Christians are taught about all of the different miracles in the Bible that happen, I do have quite a few testimonies for myself, and I'm sure you do also. I'd like to share my story with you. I moved from another city to another city, and when I moved there, I have to tell you, I had this sincere desire to move there and to preach the gospel. But when I moved there, I didn't have anywhere to uh, to move in, a place to move into. So the pastor and I, we were on the altar and we were praying, and we were praying that the Lord would provide a place for me to stay or to live. And before we could even get off of the altar, there was a knock at the door. Of course, all the members had gone home already. And there was a lady that stuck her head in the door and she says, "Is there anyone looking for a place to live?" I and just like that. And so, of course, I ended up moving with the lady. She had a room, and I moved in, and everything began. The thing that's so wonderful about this particular short story is that how the Lord is a provider, definitely, because I started with nothing. There I was on the altar. So as again, as I said, this lady comes in, and I end up living with her, and I also did not have a job. Well, she says to me right away, "Well, I know where you can get a job." So she got me a job right across the street from where we lived. And I ended up working there. As a matter of fact, before I left the company, I was promoted to a higher position. But in the meantime, I really wanted my own place and I wanted to leave the lady's house. And so what happened is when I went to work, come to find out that our boss also owned the whole entire house. She was living on one side and the other side was vacant. So when I went to the boss and I told him, I said, "I'm interested in renting that property," he says to me, he says, "Well, knowingly and that you don't make enough money to even pay the rent." And I was so disappointed. So I went back home and I prayed and I told the Lord, I reminded him of his faithfulness to me, and also how he had said that if I lived for him, that he would provide everything that I would need, and that he would give me the desires of my heart. So I just reminded him of his word and his promises. And so the next morning, I also, I've got to tell you, I said to the Lord, I said, "Lord, I am going to believe you that he will give me this place, that my boss will give me this place." So I also said specifically, when he calls for me 3 times to come to the office, that's when I'll come. And Father, please make him give me the apartment, because I really truly wanted that apartment. And according to the dreams that the Lord had given me, he also wanted me to leave the house where I was. And so when I went back to work that day, I was out working and I was working at my station. And first, someone came and said, "The boss would like to see you." And I said, "I'm going to ignore that. I'm not going." And so, second time, someone came and they said, "The boss would like to see you." I said, "I'm not going," because I specifically asked 3 times, "Lord, let him ask for me 3 times." And so, not too long afterwards, another person came and said, "The boss would like to see you." And so I went to his office. And when I went to his office, he says to me, "Are you still interested in that apartment?" And I said, "Yes." He says, "Well, this is what I can do." He says, "I know you don't make a great deal of money, but what I'll do is I will break it up into payments so that you can pay your rent every week. I'll just take out a deduction and you can have the apartment. Oh, what a blessing. The Lord heard my prayer. He did exceedingly, abundantly, above and beyond all that I could ever ask for. To God be the glory for all the great things that He has done. I hope you enjoyed my story. This story is to encourage you, to let you know that you can go from nothing to something with God, because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Be encouraged. God is on the throne. Have a great day. I'll see you on the next broadcast entitled Salvation.